A very warm and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to you all to the final round of the ACC events in in season 3 of the Regions Cup. I am Dan, also known as Sir SSJassassin here, and with me in the comm box is Smooth Operator, also known as Alex Joseph. How are you doing, my man?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you, sir?
Yep, all good on my end as well. And we're also joined by Swagger Turbo, who will also be commentating with us. And
Hello.
just for a small correction, I will be also streaming today's race. So Swagger, how is it going for you?
All good, all good. I was just finishing up my dinner real quick. So yeah, pretty energized for tonight's race.
Yeah, it's going to you'll probably need all the energy you can muster because it's going to be it's going to be quite a long race because today's format will be pretty much like our typical ACC sprint weekends, based on our leagues. So it will be a 10-minute quali followed by a 20-minute sprint race, and then based on the finishing order of that race, we will have a 40-minute feature race. And the race will obviously, of course, be taking place in Nürburgring, since it is not mentioned here in the thumbnail. You won't be able to see it unless you look at the title of this live stream. So yeah, Nürburgring, quite the beautiful track. What do you say, guys? If you have any experience driving there, that is in sim racing, of course.
I actually haven't really done sim racing on Nürburgring, but after buying AC like a few weeks back, I have tried the track out, and it's actually pretty challenging to drive it on few of like the cars which are there in AC. So obviously we had a few mods as well where I was able to drive a Maruti 800 on
Wow.
Nürburgring, and that was just something else. It's like when you're going slightly uphill, the car just hits 100 kilometers per hour and just stays there. Oh, the absolute pace that you get there is crazy.
Yes, indeed. Nürburgring is it's quite the balance of fast track and slow pace corners as well. But before we get into more detail on that bit, I think the quali session has started. So let's jump into that right now. So I hope you, yeah. So we are on board Yug Sharma now, also known as simply YT. Let's get a better angle at it. So far, yep, I think a few drivers have set. Yep, it's Davlish Singh leading the leaderboard with a lap of a minute and 54 seconds flat. Not, I mean, some it's a time that you can really boast about, and the turnout for today's event is also quite incredible, to be honest, because I don't think we've seen how many drivers is that? I think we have 27 drivers, so I don't think we've seen this kind of turnout even in any of our league races. So it's pretty incredible to see the grid so packed. We're gonna be seeing a lot of dots all around the racetrack today.
It is pretty interesting to see 27 cars out there because one, a lot of people might get blocked by each other because they have so many of them, just on track. And even the race part, it's like when we had the Assetto Corsa as well, even in that we had a lot of carnage going on, a lot of new drivers, having contact, including me. So it's actually going to be interesting to see how clean this race can be, especially the race start. We're going on board with Ashray now, and yeah, pretty decent turns right now. And of course, he's only 10th right now. Davlish, as usual, just putting in those amazing lap times. And SSJ, is it okay if we just quickly go through the drivers' standings? Is that okay if I do that?
You can. Here I've shown.
Okay, so yeah, before obviously we had all the racing going on for, let's say we had the Formula 1, then of course the AC stuff going on, then we even had Dirt Rally, which unfortunately wasn't really streamed on over here. But the results are here, and Southeast actually had a 100+ point lead, And that has just narrowed down quite a bit because Southeast has 672 points in total, Central has 658, and West with 523. So it's going to be really close between Southeast and Central, and this is the perfect place for both the regions to actually get a lot of points for their perspective, their region. And yeah, we just have to see how much they can capitalize on this because obviously we'll have tomorrow's race, which is going to be the F1 relay race, and I believe that's the final event of our Regions Cup. Am I right?
Yes, tomorrow's event will be the final event. So, I don't think we'd wanna break any of the surprises for now. Let's just keep it until tomorrow. I mean, at least about the details regarding the F1 event. But on your earlier point, but before we go to that, let's just quickly go on board Davlish's POV because we only have a minute. Yeah, just above a minute left for qualifying. So yeah, on your earlier point, Swagger, the central team have put on, an amazing performance. The facts don't lie. They do have the fastest drivers in the grid. But their disadvantage is just that they just don't have the numbers, like the raw numbers, because they have. If there are 5 people from the southeast side, there's just, for every 5 people in southeast, you have only 1 person in the central team. Even if the guy from central bags the maximum number of points, the turnout from the other team can kind of neutralize their the number of points they have taken, the central team have taken. So yeah, it's not been easy for them. It was not easy for them until the dirt rally rounds, but in just that one event alone, they managed to make up for that huge gap and reduced it to barely 15-ish points.
Indeed, because it's like you're actually true because Southeast has actually been leading till now.
Just sorry
because,
to cut you off, Sagar. Sorry to cut you off once again. So Davlish has improved his lap and he's gone into the territory of the gods with a lap in the 153s. And the driver just below, the driver closest to him is 6.5 tenths away. Yep. No words.
To be honest to you, I won't be surprised if we see a repeat of what happened in the AC league as well, because Davlish was almost 6 tenths faster than the person in second over there as well, and he had a very good gap towards the end of the whole session. So maybe it's going to be a repeat of that, but again, this is a whole region which is participating over here and not just a one person. So of course, one of them can get the maximum amount of points as you were saying, but then there are so many other people and so many other regions as well that is participating in ACC now. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting session to see who actually comes out on top as a driver as well as a whole region.
Yes, indeed. We will obviously see. For the first time in a really long time, Davlish won't have it easy in the top. I hope he doesn't, because his long-time rival Masoom is also racing today. But unfortunately, he's almost 7 tenths off his fastest pace. That's primarily because of that. And we just saw Dev Nandan. I think that is Russell. That was Russell taking a tumble out of that super fast chicane. Oh, sorry, my bad. Yep, and okay. Oh yeah, there we go. So these are our results for now. So Davlish Singh with a lap of 53.89 takes pole for today in his Audi R8, followed by Masoom, 6.5 tenths off of his pace, although sets purple sector 3. So yeah, at least he's got that going for him. He's followed by Aditya Singh, aka Helium, from the central region. So that's two drivers from the central region occupying the top 3 positions, 2 of the top 3 positions, and a southwest driver occupying P2, followed by Tanish Agarwal, again another driver from the central region, taking P4. R. Chaudhary, I'm not really sure who this is, taking P5. Gaurav Arora, aka Worship the Panda, takes P6. Sid Govindrajan, aka Eitzel, takes P7. Kanak Satam, FIFA Kanak, P8. Samad Habib, aka Washing Powder Nirma, takes P9. Raja takes P10. Tegis 1 takes P11. Richie Jan, aka Babaji, takes P12. Chandrapa Ashray takes P13. Kapil Bharat, Kapil S takes P14. Akash Dheer, don't remember what his name was, takes P15. Hardik Pari, aka Moto takes P16. M Khan P17. Aldin takes P18. Nikhil Samre P19. Deepak Raj P20. Regent P21. James Robin P22. Yug Sharma, or simply YT, takes P23. Azim Banatwala takes P24. P Parth, R Sond, okay, and Dev Nandan will occupy the last 3 positions. So that's the rest of the grid for you. Almost took me 2.5 minutes just to go through the entire thing. Yeah, so yeah, it's not something that I'm really used to, because we on average have like 15 to 20 drivers in most of our ACC races, and it's for the first time in a really long time that I'm streaming a race which has more than 25 participants.
Indeed, it's actually very interesting to see that they have so many of the IRC gang just joining up for this event over here. And as you said, 27 people over here, and very interesting choices of cars as well. We have a lot of Audis, we have a lot of Ferraris as well as Porsches over here. A few of them have gone with Honda as well as BMW, and even McLaren's out there. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of advantage or disadvantage a car may or may not give. And yeah, it's just 6 seconds for this session to start.
Surprisingly enough, Swagger, it's only one driver has opted to go for the Aston Martin, and that driver is Nikhil Samre in P19. And yes, the drivers have rolled out. They are probably warming. They are warming up their brakes and tires. So yeah, it's just another 20-30ish seconds before the lights go green. So yeah, it's just one driver in the Aston, and surprisingly, another surprising fact is that there are a lot of Hondas over here. Usually there'd be only 1 or 2 Hondas, but today I'm seeing literally the double of that count. Yeah, it's quite a few surprises in terms of car choices here. So the drivers have crossed the start-finish straight, and the lights are out, and the boys are racing at it, and the grid looks to have stayed the same for now. But who's going to brake really late into turn 1? Aditya Singh goes for a send outside of Helium, and who was that? That was I think that was a black Ferrari. I'm not really sure. Probably Akash Dheer, I don't know. But for now, it looks like Aditya Singh has taken that position of Masoom, but brakes a little late, but blocks the inside for the next corner. So Aditya Singh looks to have settled into the position. Masoom goes a little off track, but he's still not giving up that position so far. Davli Singh, on the other hand, is I see a brake marker going, just flying across the track over there, and yep, Davli Singh has sped off, and he's almost more than a second in front of Aditya Singh already. I'm so sorry that I forgot to follow all the carnage behind. So you can see Kanak Satam with Gaurav Arora, 2 drivers from the same region going off against each other. But Gaurav Arora looks like he's got the upper hand for now. And more further behind, Kapil Bharat capitalizes on a mistake made by Chandrapa Ashray and takes that position right off him. Almost looked like Chandrapa Ashray had given up a little easily. And further behind, we have James Robin leading a pack of 4 drivers. Oh, they're so close to each other. The Audi bumps him. Both the drivers are off, and I think that was James Robin himself. I'm sorry. Yep, that was James Robin going off. Probably was Deepak Raj who hit him in the back. Was a driver from the southeast. Yeah. Okay, so yep. Carnage.
So a lot of carnage going on in the first lap itself, and the one major thing that we could see was Masoom and Aditya fighting, and which actually helped Davlish quite a bit because now he has a pretty decent gap to the guy behind him. So it's a pretty, good gap between them. Of course, Masoom and Aditya are super close to each other right now. So maybe this is going to be a battle, till the end of the race. And we saw a car, a rogue, Ferrari, black and a Ferrari, almost taking out Davlish and probably just misjudging his braking point over there. And thankfully, there was no contact between him and the race leaders over here. But yeah, that was super sketchy and super close. At least, we didn't see a massive collision over here. Of course, Ashray over here is still. Actually, I think he overtook Bharat over here. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they have swap positions. And another car, which is, I think, Dheer, also has joined them up, as well as Raja right behind them. So it's becoming a 4-car race right now. And yeah, a slight mistake can literally lose you 3 positions now.
Yes, indeed. But yeah, it looks like Sid Govindarajan has already gone into the pits. So the driver who I expected to bring in a lot of points for the southeast region has already retired from this race. So, Chandrabash counts that curve a little too high and whams into the wall and has taken a lot of damage. His front bumper is absolutely toasted and looks like he's gotten some damage in the side also, and he's holding up that BMW in the back. It looks like he's not put on the region livery, so that will be something that the coordinators will have a look at a little later. Also behind them we have the Honda of Richie Jan and Hardik Pari fighting, and the BMW and the Porsche are going too close to each other, and it looks like Ashray will still try to fight out this one in spite of all the damage that he has got. But the BMW has managed to get away from him, and he is just like, he's effectively a roadblock at the track right now. Oh my god, how. So it's looking like there's a pack of 4 cars behind him, and only God knows what else is about to happen.
And indeed, as I said, one small mistake can literally lose you so many positions over here, and that's exactly what happened to Ashray. He's lost out on quite a
Yeah, sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen, and kids, whoever was watching the stream. Just had a small issue on the streamer's end, aka me. It's all sorted now. I hope it's sorted because the boys in the back end here have said that it's all looking good, but hoping that we don't have any more hitches going forth. But yeah, I was streaming some of our replays, one of the parts of our race replay, just a while ago, and yeah, we can quickly jump on board that until the race server is up, which it looks like it isn't yet. So yep, it looks like the carnage in the first corner was caused by Chandrapa Ashray forgetting to apply his brakes, which caused the Tegus 1 to fly into the leaders, but just barely managed to miss them. Yeah, so quite reminiscent of the crash in Austria in MotoGP between I think it was Johann Zarco, or I'm not really sure, but yeah, Valentino Rossi barely getting away with his life, and yep, that's Tegus 1 almost taking out Davlish, Aditya, and Masoom. Yeah, Masoom could be the Valentino Rossi in this moment. Oof. Yeah, so that was quite a close shave, wasn't it, guys?
The good thing is that there was no contact between, the leaders and Tekis 1. Of course, it's just unfortunate for him that he got bumped by Ashray, and we did see that Ashray was making a few mistakes here and there, just going over the curbs, almost spinning out, and even going into the wall. So, yeah, that was a pretty, you can see that there's not much of practice going in. And yeah, it's like, it's just racing after all. So these kind of things do happen. You can't really help it sometimes. And yeah, overall, it's just like it would have been like a heart attack for the guys in front, especially Helium and Masoom. And maybe Masoom had to brake over there and let the car through, because of which he was just stuck behind completely.
Yeah, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing that he did that, because yeah, who knows. It would have been a big disappointment if the top if most of the top runners were taken out in the very first corner itself. Oof, and
But to be honest, if let's just say in an alternative universe where Davlish actually got taken out over there, it would have been super good to see how he comes back from there, because till now we have seen but yeah, we have seen a lot of people just having contacts at the back. So if let's say we put Davlish at the back and then he has to make his positions up and stuff, that would be a very interesting scenario as well, rather than just looking at Davlish starting first and finishing first.
well, it's not.
What do you think?
It's actually been done before. Because yeah, just gonna rewind a bit there, and yeah, I just wanted to fast forward to that incident. But yeah, Davlish has done something like that before when he got really bored of winning every race every time. So he decided to not do the quali session at all and started from the back, all the way back. And yeah, it took him like 3-4 laps to get to the front, and then yeah, just fly away into the horizon. Oh. Forgot to reset the playback speed, and there we go. So that was the incident between Richie Gyan and Moto. So the 3 wide there. It looks like that Porsche squeezed them just a little bit. That was, I think, yeah, the Porsche of Kapil Bharat. The 3 drivers going 3 wide. The McLaren and the Honda keeping their lines, but the Porsche just decided to squeeze them in and squeeze the McLaren in, and yeah, that just sort of caused a train wreck. So Kapil obviously got taken out. Richie Gian also got sent into the walls, but it looks like Dev Nandan managed to escape fairly unscathed.
I mean, I guess it was him who pinched both of them, correct? So there could be, a bit of steward stewarding going on over here. Obviously, we'll have a lot of reports in the report channel as well. So yeah, we'll have, obviously this is not like the final results. We have seen all the top 10, but there could be a lot of points changes and stuff because of stewarding and penalties as well, which we saw in the last in the last race as well as in F1. So yeah, a lot of things. We still have the feature race now, so yeah, a lot of things to just wait and look at. And yeah, let's just hope that this race 2 starts soon.
Like this famous saying goes, boys, it ain't over until it's over. And yeah, the second session looks like it is up, but the race session hasn't started yet. So let me just join them and wait until the race does actually start. Yeah, so I have the confirmation. Also, server is up. So yeah, it'll be another it'll be probably another 5 to 10 minutes before the formation lap starts, the rolling start actually. Oh yeah, let's just hold on to our shoes until then, and maybe we can take another look at the replays, maybe, because I think yeah, it's over half the lobby is still, after half the drivers are yet to join the lobby. Yeah, we can take a look at some of the crashes, some more of the crashes from the last race. Until then,
Sure, let's do that. That'll be perfect. But yeah, the thing is, we have so many crashes, going on. A few people getting taken out, and there were few who pretty much, just bend it over curbs and went into the walls. So yeah, it's like a lot of things happen in the first sprint race. Of course, it's like everyone is trying to get points for their regions, whereas now it's, I think, the top 15 who get points. So they might, just take it a little slow, with especially how the whole sprint race went. They should be taking it a bit slow, and let's just hope that it's a way cleaner than the first one. And yeah, we'll just have to wait for obviously the session to start, and we'll see if Davrish again gets an amazing start, stays in front, or can Helium and Masoom, just take something out of their bag and overtake him and just keep him at bay.
yeah, the start will be quite crucial for as far as Helium and Masoom goes. Masoom go, because yeah, both the drivers were actually on par in terms of pace. It's just that that opportunity didn't show up for Masoom to go for an attempt, or maybe I didn't capture it on stream. I mean, I can say that I didn't find anything. I didn't find any moment in which both the two drivers were actually fighting. For the most part, it was just Masoom tailing Helium. But yeah, the crucial moment was that first corner or the third turn, I'm not sure. But when Helium made the move on Masoom, and yeah, the status quo remained until the very end of the race. So yeah, it will that the first 2-3 corners will be important for both of these drivers. So, and as far as Davlish goes, yeah, we can expect him to disappear into drop a gear and disappear. Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, he was around 14, almost 15 seconds in front of the whole pack. And yeah, there were a few lapped cars as well, a few people who even went into the barrier because and ruined their whole race. We even saw HL, I think, retiring from the session pretty early. Banat got disqualified. So a lot of drivers are there at the back who can, who have pace and maybe can make an impact in the feature race. So overall, we just have to just see if they can seize the moment, stay away from all the carnage, because it's always about just keeping your toes clean and having a pretty I'd say just have a clean race is it's way better than getting into carnage. I did get into a bit of carnage in AC, but thankfully no one was around me afterwards, so it was pretty chill drive. I actually had fun trying out a new game as well. So yeah, it's all about having fun at the end of the day because Regions Cup was made for that purpose, solely. So yeah, let's just hope that these drivers have fun and yeah, lesser of all these crashes and whatnot.
Yep, session 2 will be sort of like an endurance race because, well, I mean, it's like half the length of an endurance race. So I think our drivers will be, taking a little more easier because, yeah, it's going to be a very long fight. So, yeah, they'd better take pull back a few more of their punches because otherwise they might not last really long. And
Let's just hope that there are a few Hamilton fans and they actually go with, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and actually stick to it, unlike what actually happened to Hamilton in real life.
Yep. The race session has started and the drivers are on the grid. The drivers are loading in their setups. Hence the reason you see them floating in the air like that. Before you ask any questions. So yeah, now is I think a good time to actually, take a look at the liveries of the cars, Swagger. So we have Davlish sporting the all black livery of the central region, followed by Aditya Singh, who's changed his livery for this race, although is carrying a bit of white on that car. So I don't know, disqualified or not. What do you think?
I mean, the thing is, I haven't seen everyone's livery because I've been following Formula 1, but not that much of ACC, like what's going on in that. So, yeah, I know for a fact that Southeast has the red one, and these guys have the blue color, which is actually kind of nice. And even this car, the BMW with the brownish gold color, looks fabulous.
It's more like copper, to be honest. I feel it's like copper.
Yep, true. It's like that's why I said brownish gold, but copper is like the perfect way to describe it. But yeah, a lot of different liveries here, and again, it's like you can't really go wrong with just a matte black car. It's like we saw it in Davrish's car. It was just completely black, and it did look good. You can't really go wrong with it. And of course, everyone has a bit of blue, white going on. Even the red over here on Kapil's car is actually pretty decent. The Southwest guys with the red color have kind of nailed it. Oh, there we go. We have Tech is one who got almost, sent into the races last time around. He's starting 15th now with his matte black BMW. The lone Aston Martin as well. Honestly, I've seen Aston Martin so many times in green because of Formula 1 that it looks weird to look at it in red now. And yeah, we have the other cars over here with, the copper as well as the blue cars. So yeah, overall, almost every single livery looks good to me.
Ooh,
except the one at the back.
what's
Oh, we
Masoom
have
doing in the
Masoom
pits?
starting in the pits.
Okay. So I guess that's Southeast dropping a lot more points and Helium getting away with that much lesser competition. Okay.
That indeed is sad. He had to start in the pits, I think, because he couldn't set up in time. That's actually what happens in AC. But yeah, this is actually interesting to see that what's going to happen with the guys in front. Will Masoom be able to catch back up to the guys in front, or will he just stay at the back in the carnage?
So all the drivers going at each other right off the bat. Looks like Gaurav Arora has taken a position and moves himself almost into P3, but yeah, looks like a clean getaway through that first corner. So far no crashes, but it looks like I think that is that was not Helium. So that's the Audi of that is the Audi of Gaurav Arora. So he's moved up a few positions, 2 positions in fact, and gone into P3. R. Chaudhary moves, I think he retains, he still stays in the same position of P4. There goes the braking marker again, flying off the corner, and oof, Akash Dheer almost goes into the back of that BMW while braking late. I'm sorry, that is a BMW. Meanwhile, in the back, that is, I think that's Tanish. Yeah, the Honda. Excuse me, please. That was the Tanish of. That was the Honda of Tanish. I'm mixing up a lot of my words here, but yeah, there's too much happening to follow here, and that's another Honda going there and causing more carnage, and yeah. Okay, so that's P Parth. I'm not really sure who that was. So that was the BMW of N Khan going into the T-boning that car outright, and
there's yet another car just standing on the side, which is Aladdin's car. And SJ, really quick, the stream on Discord is lagging quite a bit. Can I just quickly fix that? Okay, there's it. It's fixed now. But yeah, perfect. So we have Ashray in 15th now, so he's made up a few positions, which is pretty good for him. We have James Robin right behind him, and he's getting pushed wide off the track, and he comes back right behind Yug Sharma, I think that is. So yeah, a slight contact with Ashray yet again, and Dart gets the hard or the wrong side of that. We have Habib going down the order. He's dropped down to 27th now, and will he go for a move down the inside? They are super close to each other, and there's no contact, thankfully, this time around. And it's going to be a pretty close battle between Simply and Ashray over here. Only 2 tenths between them. James is right behind them, just waiting for the guys to make a mistake, and they are catching up to Rijin. And Rijin is right in front of them, has a pretty huge gap to the guy in front. So Rijin has to try and hold on for 13th. Of course, it's going to be points for the team. And if I'm not wrong, isn't Simply in the wrong colored car?
Yug Sharma, no, he is sporting the southwest, west. Okay,
my fault. I thought that behind Ashray is Simply and not Govindarajan, and we see that Govindarajan is right behind Ashray, right on his tail, and maybe he's gonna go for a dive down the inside, but thinks otherwise, keeps behind, and has a massive movement and goes into the wall. That's a proper commentator's curse if I've ever seen one. He saves it. He does not go into the wall, but he does go into the gravel and loses quite a lot of positions. And yeah, he's lost out on quite a lot of time as well. So gaining this all back is going to be pretty hard for him.
There go all the hopes of the Southeast team, and Admiral General Aldin with a massive send down the inside of that. So Lamborghini, as Mr. Roth finds himself briefly off the track, Aldin makes a quick getaway from him. So easy positions for the Audi driver there. In the meantime, Davlish Singh is not as far away from Helium as expected. He's only 2.2 and almost 3 seconds off. So yeah, quite surprised there itself.
As I said, it's a pretty much a marathon now and not just a sprint. So maybe he's just taking care of his tires, because we did see the gap just increasing lap after lap, minute after minute last time around, whereas this time it's slightly slower. But this time around, Helium doesn't have a red Ferrari right up his diffuser, so he has a lot of it's pressure is less. Of course, Masoom has to try and come back all the way from and he's actually back to 16th now. So he has done a very good job of coming back, and he's up to 16th. Of course, there's a lot of positions to gain still, and there's a lot of drivers in front of him, which he has to be a little careful of. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he'll be able to get back into points or even the top 5 for that matter.
I briefly saw in the mirrors that Honda and that Aston Martin pushing each other off the track, so just quickly wanted to go on both them, but yeah, I think I barely managed to miss that bit of action. But yeah, back on your early point, Swagger, never discount Masoom or Davnish out of a race, because even if they start P100, you can count on them to make up half of those positions at least by within 2 laps. Yeah, never discount them enough.
I mean, it's good to see that, there's a lot of overtaking going on by Masoom over here. Goes down the inside and he just makes it look so easy. He just overtakes Rijin and he made it look so easy going down the inside, and a very clean move indeed. We have seen a lot of contact going on, whenever there's a move. But yeah, Masoom is just flying through the field right now. Rijin hasn't given up yet. Of course, he has Young Sharma right behind him to, give company. So it's a pretty close battle between them. Ashray has actually overtaken Rijin over here, and unfortunately we couldn't see that. Deepak is in 12th right now, which is pretty good for the Southeast team, I'd say, because there are a lot of people who are outside the points right now. So doing pretty well. Even Tech is one this time around is in a pretty decent position. Unlike last time, I don't think he got taken out this time around. So he's doing a pretty decent job of, keeping that car on track, and he's in 9th right now. But yeah, we still have this ongoing battle between Rijin and I think that is Simply, pretty close to each other. Will there be a move? Will there be a clean move between these guys? Or, will the pressure as well as I'm talking about pressure, Simply makes a mistake, goes wide, does not lose any positions to the guys at the back, but Rijin is in 15th right now, the final points paying position.
Indeed, and we also saw a few drivers making. I think that was car number 96 and another car. So yeah, there are 2 cars in the pits at the moment. So that's P. Parth and Mr. Roth. So yeah, it looks like these 2 drivers have had enough of this race. So quite unfortunate for them. But further up in the grid, we have Tanush Agarwal and Nikhil Sambre, the Honda and the Aston Martin, going up against each other. So, yep, at least we've got that going on. I mean, not just that, we also have a lot more drivers. Masoom making up a few more positions, up in P13 now, finds himself behind Deepak Raj, who also is on a sort of comeback drive. I think he started dead last because he failed to qualify. He had a lot of incidents in the first race which put him way back in the grid, but now it looks like Masoom's also made quick work of Deepak. It almost looks like these drivers are just giving way to him because they know it's not worth fighting Masoom, because it's just going to make their day much worse, their race much worse. They'll probably hold back. They'll probably lose more time trying to fight him off. So yeah, but it looks like Deepak has actually made a mistake this time, because Ashay's managed to catch up to him quite close. Yeah, Deepak is making a lot of mistakes, missing that apex by quite a bit. Ashray will have a sufficient amount of overspeed, but decides to brake a little later. But Deepak goes off a little wide off that chicane, the apex in that corner, that right-hander. So yeah, the gap stands for now between these 2 drivers. But in front, FIFA Kanak, and there's a pack of 3 drivers separated by less than a second. It's Kapil Bharat and Moto and FIFA Kanak. Yeah, so there we go. So we have 2 German cars and 1 British car. So yeah, are the Germans ganging up on the Europeans, the rest of the Europeans once again?
That's an interesting thought that you put out there. But yeah, we are seeing a lot of drivers just going at it, trying to get positions right from the get-go. And yeah, as I said, it's like 40 minutes. It's gonna be, pretty tiring for all the guys on the wheels towards the end of this race. It's only 10 minutes in, and we've had so much, just going on. A lot of people getting spun out, a lot of good moves as well, especially from Masoom. He has got up a little bit to FIFA Connect as well. The gap was around 2 seconds. He's got it down to under a second now. While I was saying it was 1.2 seconds, and it's already down to under a second now. So he has been putting in the proper laps in. A few people making a few mistakes, going over the curbs and just missing apexes. But yeah, overall a pretty decent race till now. Very close, very close racing, and yeah, till now, fingers crossed, it's been clean.
Well, speaking of clean, look at that. Look at who we've got here. And yeah, we also have, that's two cars, Azim Banatwala and M. Khan. Find themselves off the track and in the walls. So, yep. What would you call? Yeah, that's a mighty jinx done by, given by Swagger Turbo here, ladies and gentlemen. Caught in the game.
Well, I've spoken about this earlier as well. Commentator's curse is real, and yeah, as soon as I open my mouth, this happens. Where it's like overall, just ignore that particular incident. It has been pretty clean. Not a lot of incidents. Slowly, few are popping up here and there. But yeah, we have a race on our hands right here. It's going on a move for, I think that is Simply. Super close to each other. Will he go for a dive down the inside? He does fancy a move down the inside. They're going side by side to turn one now. And he does take the inside line very well. And someone spins out. I think that is Simply who spun out.
Yeah, that was Simply Whitey, spun around by Tanish Agarwal. And yeah, Tanish, he's not driving really well. In fact, not just talking about that incident, but yeah, his lines are quite off. So as you, I mean, that's not you don't take that such a tight line through that particular section over there. But yeah, I think the incident got to him a little bit, and he's just lifted off the gas briefly.
Okay, so one thing that we can see here is obviously top 15 get points, and the final points winning position is with Govind Rajan. So he's come back from, I doubt it, 20th. He did have an incident in between. We did, get coverage of that. But yeah, he's back up to 15th now, and simply just falling off by 18 seconds behind Eitzel now, which is going to be hard because catching up 18 seconds in that car is, yeah, it's pretty hard because all of them are pretty close to each other. And again, we have Masoom, who has already overtaken two of them, which is Kanak and Parhi, and he's right behind Bharat now. So can he go for a dive down the inside? Of course, he will get a beautiful slipstream down the main straight. And will he go for a move down the inside, or will he just stay? And he does go for a move down the inside already, going side by side now through the first corner now. And yeah, it's like almost like a mirror move of what we saw, but he goes wide. He has gone wide slightly, and that is going to allow Bharat to fight for that position. But again, it's like somehow, even after going wide, he has that extra pace to just keep the car on track and get the move done. So Bharat now is under pressure from FIFA Kanak right behind him in that BMW. So it's a Ferrari, Porsche and BMW super close to each other, and we have a McLaren just 1 second behind these guys.
So yeah, we actually did see Hardik Pari and the McLaren ahead of these two, the BMW and the Porsche, but it seems to have fallen back a little bit. So, and they seem to have they also seem to have gained some time. He's and as we speak, he is dropping back. He dropped back another 3-4 tenths, I think. So yeah, not a good outing, as I said that, and he goes and whacks the wall and comes back onto the track. A slow car in the track, and oh man, he's almost gone into the Audi of Deepak Raj. I mean, Deepak Raj almost went into him. So yeah, my man Hardik Parhi, keep your eyes on the track. There's so many other drivers around you, and yeah, goddamn boy, it was almost close.
And are they not all of them like I'm pretty sure all of them are in the same region as well, correct? Because all of them have blue color cars.
Well, about that, Parhi is driving for the central region. He is the leader of the central region. Oh no!
Just a slight shove.
Siddharth
Thankfully, it's not,
Govind-
race ending, but yeah, just a slight
Govindarajan.
tap in the back.
Sorry for interrupting you. And yeah, I was just saying that Govindarajan was not having any of that. God damn it, stay out of my way. I have a race to have points to compete for. And he's just shunted Hardik Parhi out of that out of that last corner. Well, it's hard to conclude from our angle because it looked like Hardik Parhi braked a little earlier than expected because Sid Govindarajan, in spite of, you could say that he braked late, but then he still made the apex. So, yeah, it's a tough call. Yeah, I think we should have a sewer look at that so the replay file. But further up
We just
ahead,
saw a bit of team, play going on over there. Deepak just allowing, Govindarajan to overtake. And yeah, we are back with Kanak and Ashra, I guess that is. Yeah,
it's
okay, that's
FIFA
Bharat
Kanak
and Kanak.
couple.
Super close to each other. Again, Masoom overtook them and is almost 2 seconds in front of them now. And yeah, these guys are still pretty close to each other. So Masoom having a pretty good drive after being, starting from the pits. Most probably because, he couldn't set his setup in time. But yeah, he's 2.3 seconds behind Tech is 1 now. And yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up because he does definitely have the pace. But is it enough for him to come back to, the top 5 now? And again, they're going super close to each other, Kanak and Bharat over here. But yeah, still, it's like close but no cigar. All of them are, again, this time round though, he has a bit of slipstream, so that will help him. Going down the inside, we have seen a lot of people making this move and making it stick yet again.
Ooh.
And there's a bit of contact between them. But yeah, overall, pretty good move by Kanak right there.
Yeah, almost looked like couple just turned in on him as George Russell almost always finds himself saying. But yeah, once again, from our perspective, it's quite difficult to conclude. We usually end up consulting the NFS cam to decide on such incidents. So, and we have a yellow flag, and I think that's Hardik Parhi beached, and he has been claimed by the racing gods, or in harsher terms, he's just rage quit from the race.
Indeed. So right now, the top 15, the final spot is with Nikhil Sambre. And yeah, it's actually pretty close between 15th and 16th, which is James Robin. So somehow, after, the first, or I think the first, initial phases crash that James Robin had, he has made a pretty decent comeback. And yeah, Bharat has just lost that position to FIFA Kanak, and you can just see how much pace Kanak actually has because he has pulled away by around 2 seconds over Bharat now, and Bharat is like in a very lonely no man's land because he's 2 seconds in front of Ashray and 2 seconds behind Kanak now. So not a lot of close battles going on right now, but yeah, a lot of people are just either making few mistakes which is costing them a position, or yeah, they're just like either super quick or yeah, just making a few mistakes here and there.
Yeah, it looks like right now on this grid, Akash Dheer and Dev Nandan, the only drivers close to each other.
We are at the halfway mark.
Separated by 7-ish tenths, 7 tenths. Further up ahead, we have R. Chaudhary and Gaurav Arora. Separated by a second, I think. Then up ahead, it's again as usual, Helium, and 15 seconds ahead of him, Davli Singh in that Audi, almost about to lap that Ferrari of, I think, R. Son. So I think that's Soundarajan. Yeah, I do remember seeing such a name in the Southeast team, so that's probably him. Sporting an interesting livery, I'd say. I think, yeah, considering that he is from the Southeast team, because yeah, he is carrying a tinge of blue, but a lot of Valentino Rossi. Wait, that's not green. Sorry, that's yellow. Okay, so
To be fair, it gives me proper, the IPL Chennai Super King vibes.
yes,
It's got the proper
actually,
yellow and blue.
now that you mention it, it does look like the CSK jersey. But yeah, to be honest, if the colors were inverted, I mean, if the blue was in the place of the yellow and the yellow was in the place of blue, then yeah, it would probably look a lot much. It would resemble that jersey a lot more.
But yeah, we were talking about Davlesh at start with just 2-second gap in like around 2 minutes, and right now you can just see that the gap has it's 14 seconds now over Helium, and I feel like it's gone down from I think 15 seconds, mainly because he has had to
it's
overtake
16
a few
seconds
people
now.
as well.
16 seconds to Helium.
So even after overtaking a lap, almost a lap car, he has still gained more time. So yeah, it's been an amazing performance overall from Davlish. But again, we still have 17 minutes to go in this race. Anything can happen. A bit of just let's say dozing off in the pure full endurance race. And while I'm talking about that, we have two cars going side by side. It's Dev Nandan and I think that is Dheer just going side by side, the Ferrari and the BMW. He goes down the inside, he defends very well and just stays in front of Akash Dheer as of now. So Dev is doing whatever he can to just keep Akash at bay for now. And for how much longer can he keep it though? Because we've seen a lot of people down the main straight just making the overtakes, and mostly because of the slipstream that they get on that long straight. So will we be able to see a similar kind of move on him? We'll just have to wait and find out.
Yep, there's battles all around them. In fact, in front of them, Gaurav Arora and Rishabh Chaudhary are close to each other, and the back over here, Masoom and Tegiswan are fighting for that P8. So yeah, I think we can probably see another move coming up from Masoom. So Masoom drifts a little too wide. Loses his car there. It is quite difficult to get the braking down for that corner because it's a hard braking zone, and you're also trail braking through the turn. So yeah, the rears do tend to slide around a little. So that's probably what happened to him. Probably lost the rear into the entry of the corner. So yeah, Masoom losing a little bit of time there, almost half a second if I'm not mistaken. But still, it doesn't look like he's giving up though, because Tegiswan takes a much riskier line through the corner. Masoom gains 3/10 on Tegiswan, and yep, he is completely piling the pressure on the driver in front of him. As you can see, the Masoom is braking much later, almost gaining a 10th or so in that braking zone over there. It's just gonna be a span of another corner or two right now before Masoom gets Tegiswan.
Again, it's like Masoom has been doing pretty well in the race till now. Obviously, he's starting from the pits. Let's not forget that. And Tegiswan makes a mistake, and Masoom going on the gravel, trying to overtake him. There was no gap on the right. He couldn't have gone to the right at all, and he's still stuck behind Tegiswan here. Masoom, we have seen that he has the pace to overtake these guys, but yeah, a few mistakes from the guys in front is kind of taking away his chances of getting into the top 5, which he's at least trying to get, because yeah, he started in third. At least he finished in third in the sprint race. Should have started third in this race, but unfortunately he started from the pits, and it's a pretty decent comeback drive from him as we speak, because it's like, again, he's back down to the main straight now. Let's just focus on this fight for now, and he does get the slipstream off of Tegiswan, and I just feel like he's slightly further away from him to go for a dive down the inside. He was inside by side, and he does stay right behind him. The gap has closed quite a bit. Masoom is slightly better in the braking zones compared to Tex1 right now, and yeah, he is catching up to him, but unfortunately, just caught him in the wrong place of the track, and yeah, just not able to make that move that he is looking for almost 2 laps now.
Yep, Tegas1 surely must be feeling pressure right now because mistake number 1 happened in the chicane, and there's 2 drivers in front of them. That's okay. So that was Raju Soundarajan, and I think that was Akash Dheer.
I think it was Akash Dheer who got taken out.
Yeah. So
of course we don't have the blue flag concept in ACC where you coast, and yeah, I think the slower car has maybe got taken out, or maybe Akash Dheer actually caught up to Masoom and Tegas1 over here because they have been battling so much. So Tegas1 is in complete pressure right now, especially from Masoom, and Akash Dheer right behind them, trying to make a move on maybe both of them. So he's just chilling at the back, 4 tenths behind these guys, and we have a long straight coming up yet again. And will they be able to make a move, or will Tegas1 just be able to defend Masoom and keep him at bay?
The Ferraris, actually not really good at taking these curves because, I mean, compared to the BMW at least, because you can see I think it's because of the ground clearance, to put in simple terms, in layman terms. But yeah, Masoom seems to be doing fairly well. Ooh, that Ferrari got a little too close for comfort. Almost went into the rear of Masoom. By the Ferrari, I meant the blue Ferrari. An unusual color combination for the Ferrari. What in God's name is that? Why have you done that Ferrari like that? Okay, so that's probably a lawsuit coming at Akash Dheer just for the choice of color for that Ferrari. But anyway, more on that later. Masoom, almost got taken out by that atrocious looking Ferrari, and looks like he's going to live for another day to fight off Tegas1, who, by the way, he is still close behind, still maintaining that gap to 3 tenths, but there is so the gap between Arch Chaudhary and Tegas1, which was I think 5-ish seconds at one point, has narrowed down to less than a second. So that's probably going to play into the hands of Masoom, who tried to force Tegas1 into making a mistake now by trying to make him make a mistake, and looks like it has paid off, but not by quite the margin that Masoom would have wanted, because he is still behind that beautiful derriere of that BMW. But the curbs are really in some place that he needs to be careful of, because like I said earlier, the Ferrari is not really good at taking those curbs, and once again Masoom does not have a really good entry into that final corner, which has cost him 4 tenths almost. Ooh, so Tegas1 has made a mistake, and and he's compromised his line for the next corner, but I think he's just parked the bus on that apex over there. So Masoom will have to wait for another chance to make his move on that BMW. But briefly going to the grass there, both the drivers, I think, that would have itself cost them a tenth or two. But we just have 10 minutes of this race left, and Tegas1 catches him napping because he braked a little earlier there, and Masoom was frantically trying to get his car back into control. As we saw from his steering inputs, Akash Dheer also once again almost goes into the rear of Masoom. Probably the Ooh, another close moment there. So, yeah, Ferrari is not really having a good time through those curbs.
We did see Masoom making, quick work of the guys behind. But yeah, right behind Tegas 1, he's almost become like Alonso from, F1, just parking the car in the right positions. And yeah, props to him. He's doing an amazing job of defending from Masoom and not letting him through. And yeah, overall, if you think about it, Davlish is in first, and Masoom is, one of the contenders to actually get some points. And Tegas1 is doing an amazing job of just holding Masoom here, and maybe this time around we can see a move down the inside, but every single time, the final turn, Tegas1 is just slightly better than Masoom and keeps Masoom at bay. Of course, right now the gaps have come down. I think this is Baba G who is in 5th, and he's only 3 seconds in front of Masoom. So if Masoom can clear Tegas1 over here, he might have a chance of getting that, top 5 which I've been talking about from the start. And he goes down the inside, which in turn, becomes the outside. And again, Tegas1 just parks his car quickly, and this time around though, they're going side by side through the left-hander now, and Masoom gets the move done. So we see a car just going on the... What is this? He's taken
R. Chaudhary, and almost goes and collides into Masoom and Tegas1. But could have caused a train wreck, but he was lucky enough to get away from that. Props to Masoom for being on his toes and avoiding that crash. But that was a close one, and yeah, it's also a free position for the Ferrari driver, because now he's in P6 instead of P7 where he was supposed to be, and now he's got Baba G in front of him, 3.5 seconds away. Yeah, now the 7
minutes. We only have 7 minutes now. Yeah. So it's like we only have 7 minutes left for this race. 3 seconds is quite a big thing to try and catch up. We still have Govindarajan and wait, Akash Dheer is in 11th now. So something has definitely gone wrong over there with Akash, because he has lost around 3 positions and even 10 seconds. So maybe he got caught in the with the car which was just off the track earlier, or made a mistake of his own, and he has lost quite a lot of positions now and is all the way down in actually he's in 10th and Govindarajan is 11th, so I think he's almost a lap ahead of the guy in front.
No. They just the game actually waits for the cars to cross the sector line, and in this case it was the start finish lines in order to update the positions and the gaps. So
okay, because that really confused the hell out of me. I was like, oh, what is going on over here? But yeah, Akash did definitely make a mistake, because he was right behind Masoom and Tegas1. But yeah, Masoom has 6 minutes now to try and catch up to Babaji in front, who was around 3 seconds in front. And will he be able to get a 5th?
that too.
Only time will tell.
I think that too. It's actually down to 2 seconds now. Close to 2 seconds actually. It's hovering between 2.3 and 2.2. So you can quickly jump to them. As Azim Banatwala, quite an unfortunate outing for him. Oof! Almost gets into the way of his teammate Babaji, but yeah, breaks a little early to help him get away. But we also have Masoom in behind Azim. So what do you think? So I was just contemplating that Banat could actually hold Masoom back a little bit, so that it could so that Babaji could get himself a little bit of time to get away from that menacing Ferrari. But yep, Banatwala decided to stick by the rules and let the drivers behind the drivers go ahead.
So I might be wrong with this, but I feel like Banat is actually on a controller/pad, and we see Akash spinning yet again. So Akash is having an amazing, race till now, and unfortunately, the last 5 minutes, he's just gone all the way from 8th down to 14th now, which is super unfortunate for him. But yeah, coming back to Banat, I feel like Banat is maybe right there because he's on a controller and not on his
No,
Zopin.
Banat's
So
got a massive rig and thing stuff set up. Probably lack of practice because yeah, it has to be lack of practice because in these Banat is naturally good at these simulator games.
indeed.
He's got this open wheel setup thing, so yeah, I think it's just lack of practice.
But looking at the battle going on for 5th now, like Masoom, again, he started from the pits, is back up to 6th now, and under a second behind Gyan over here, trying to, just get that position as well and get back in 5th. I don't think he'll be able to catch, Dev Nandan because he's almost 4 seconds and he gets a free position. He gets a free position because Babaji goes wide, and now he'll be under pressure from Tegas 1 right behind him. That's going to be a very costly mistake for Babaji over here. And yeah, Tegas 1 right behind, only 3 tenths between him and the Honda in front. Will he be able to go for a move in the first turn? Because they are again super close, and Tegas 1's this particular corner, the last corner, has been picture perfect till now. Like even when he was under pressure from Masoom, he had been taking that perfectly. But yeah, I don't think he has the straight line speed right now to go down the inside. And we still have 2 minutes 40 seconds in this race, and we're seeing another move going down the inside. And I think that is Banatwala on
No, that's
Bharat,
actually
I believe.
Sorry, yeah, Kanak, FIFA Kanak on R Chaudhary. So R
Okay, so
Chaudhary, who was in P4 until the, I think, 10th minute of this race, is down to P9. So that's something that happened.
But yeah, the Assetto Corsa, is messing up with the commentary a lot for me at least, because yeah, it's like it's going up and down. I'm getting the drivers mixed, so sorry for that. But yeah, it's a very good move. We have seen a lot of people going down the inside on the first turn, and if you're around the outside, you can't really do much unless you were Masoom and who actually made that move stick as well. And we saw that earlier on the stream today. But yeah, Davlesh is just, I think, chilling in front. Let's just quickly look at how much of a gap he has. And oh my goodness, look at that gap. Davlesh is just in first by 33 seconds now. Just to, get a perspective, this whole race was 40 minutes. And he already has 33 seconds to the guy in second. So man's absolutely, just flying right now in his matte black Audi, lovely looking livery. And unless he, completely goes into a wall and messes up his car, he definitely has this win in the bag.
Davlish does have a history of these last minute disconnects after leading for like the entirety of the race. So yeah, I'm not gonna give him the commentator's curse. Let's just go on board another driver. And there we go. Speaking of commentator's curse, it looks like Gaurav Arora made a small mistake. But yeah, speaking on which, Gaurav Arora is finding himself on the top in the podium after quite a long time. He is a a regular pro class driver. He also used to be one of the drivers in that Masoom Davlish fray. But yeah, I think once again, these guys, the two other drivers turned on their nitrous boosters all of a sudden, and yeah, they just went leagues ahead of him, and yeah. Well, Panda has been actually missing from the scene for quite a while, but more on that later as Davlish rounds off the final corner, takes it quite cleanly, casually coasts into the finish line to finish off the final round of the ACC races in the regions for third season of the Regions Cup. Finishes off in spectacular fashion. In the back we have Aditya Singh, still almost half a lap behind him. Well, not half a lap, you can say a sector, because the lap is a minute and 54 seconds long. But yeah, he was 35 seconds ish behind him. So Akash Aditya Singh also rounds off the last corner and takes P2, followed by Gaurav Arora in P3. Behind him, Dev Nandan, after a spectacular comeback drive, finishes P4. Masoom also with a brilliant drive finishes P5. Behind him, Richie Jan fighting off. Oh, I think we missed quite a battle here because FIFA Kanak has beaten. Okay, FIFA Kanak has beaten Tegis 1 to take P7. So Gyan finished P6. Kanak finished P7, Tegis 1 finished P8, and yeah, all the drivers are gradually crossing the finish line. So yeah, at this point, yeah, the leaderboard is a little bit confusing. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to the overall. So Deepak Raj is still yet to finish his race, holding off someone behind him. Not really sure who that is. So there we go. So yeah, that's the race over. And yeah, 40 minutes of Nürburgring done and dusted. And the ACC leg also with it.
Yeah, so a lot of points for the guys in Central. So that's definitely, gonna help them maybe even close the gap to Southeast and maybe even like overtake them overall. But of course, we still have yet another event for tomorrow. So do make sure to come back tomorrow. I think at 8 p.m. yet again, and meet us up for a bit more of Formula One as well. But yeah, that's it. I think for the ACC events, this was the last one. Publishing getting first, Helium in second, G Aurora in third. Devanand, who did actually very well to come back in fourth, and of course Masoom coming down in fifth from all the way in the pits. So yeah, I was talking about he may be able to get fifth, and he did. So yeah, props to him over there.
Yeah. So just want to want to point it out to you. So yeah, the top three finishers all are from the central region. Helium,
Oh, wow.
Panda, and Davlish. So yeah, these guys are definitely running away with the championship. Yep.
So it's going to be extra interesting for tomorrow now, because it's like the stakes are higher now. Central and Southeast are super close to each other, but of course we still have a few penalties, coming a lot of other people's ways as well. But yeah, it's only how much? I think that is 14 points between Southeast and Central. But yeah, if these guys get the top three, it's definitely gonna turn towards Central's way.
Yeah, this count was before the ACC race. So yeah, 14 points before 14 point lag to the Southeast team should be turning into 100 point lead. Might be overestimating it, but yeah, based on what I saw today, yeah, it's going to be an insane gap that these guys will be pulling ahead.
So yeah, high stakes, high rewards for tomorrow's Formula One session as well. So it's going to be super intriguing and interesting to see who comes out on top. Is it going to be Central? Is it going to be Southeast? At this point, I feel like West and Southwest are almost out of the equation. But of course, we still have the ACC points to be counted, and honestly, they didn't really, the top three are just Central. So it's going to be hard for any of the teams to actually get close to them. But again, we still have one more event left, and that's all it's going to, boil down to now.
So let's take a minute to jump into the podium interviews. But for now, it looks like Masoom is heading out for dinner, so he won't be joining us. But we still have the two other finishers to interview. So yeah, Davlish and Helium have joined our VC. So congratulations to you, Davlish and Helium, once again, and bagging a lot of points for your region, for your central region. So, yep, how does it feel?
If I'm being honest, it was pretty boring.
Helium, sorry, man, we can't hear you.
I'm saying, if I'm being honest, it was pretty boring. I don't know about the Vlish, but yeah.
Yeah, very, very boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think race one was as boring for you as you are claiming now, Helium, because Masum was piling on the pressure right until the very end. What do you think? What do you say to that? Helium?
Not much. I mean, first race was interesting because I had Masoom on my rear for the whole race, but then, yeah, second race it was pretty boring. And first race also, my life flashed before my eyes when some car went straight in front of me and Masoom. So that was pretty scary. But yeah, other than that, it was just parking the car on the apex from race one.
So yeah, so just want to shed a little bit of light on that incident. It was actually Tech is one who had contact with another car earlier before the corner. So he was shunted, and he had it was him who you know flashed right in front of your eyes being yours and Masum's. So yeah, you can
I
take a
saw
look.
a car flying in the background in my rear view
Yeah,
mirror.
that
Yeah.
was your dirt rally rival, Davlish.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, good that you guys were lucky to get away with all four wheels still intact in your car. So
Yep.
yep. So
Yeah.
another routine race for Helium, and I think for Davlish as well. Your only competition was probably the lap cars in front of you. How many did you lap, by the way? Did you have? Were you keeping count?
I think 6 or 7, or not very sure. Wasn't keeping count.
Yeah, maybe you're missing a few zeros. You might never know. Yeah, we don't expect you to keep count of all that little stuff. Anyway,
Right.
on to Panda. So back in the podium step after a really long time, Panda. How is that feeling for you?
I mean, pretty boring to be very honest. The first race was also boring. The second race, I had a good fight with this guy, Rishabh Chaudhary, noob. But then something happened to him midway. I guess he lost it on
By noob, you
the
mean slow
management.
driver?
Slow driver, yes.
Yeah.
Rishabh Chaudhary and us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was on my rear for the longest time, and then he just lost it somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah, we did notice that you were fighting for P3, I think, for quite a while, and then all of a sudden he dropped down to P9. So yeah, we had a feeling that something was off, something went off there, and
And then I started, started progressing with my race. I started catching Helium as well. Then I think it was Banat and Aladdin. They were just they were back markers and they were fighting. I almost crashed into the back of Aladdin. That costed me like 10 seconds.
yeah,
Anyway, decent race though.
decent race, a brilliant race for as far as the central region is concerned, because I think yeah, you should be taking away more than 100 points throughout all three throughout the two races. So congratulations to you. I think you will be back on top of the with Regions Cup Championship leaderboard. So yeah,
Hopefully.
good show, boys. A good show, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of the stream. So, Sagar, any words to summarize your experience for the first time streaming ACC, commentating for an ACC event?
It was actually very interesting because obviously, Davlish and Helium were like, it was pretty boring for them. One thing, boys, you could have started at the back and made made the positions and go forward. But yeah, overall, it was actually action packed because the guys at the back, at least, we had so much of action going on. Masum also starting from the pits, making up a lot of positions. A lot of people having just contacts spinning around, and yeah, overall, it was super fun to just look at these guys, just go at it, have pretty clean racing in the second half. But yeah, of course, we saw a lot of them just going into the wall or going to the back of people. But yeah, the first turn was like the key for overtaking for most of these guys, and yeah, it was super fun to just look at them making those overtakes, and overall a pretty good session.
Yes, indeed. As far as I can say, I hope I really hope that uh, we get this kind of turnout for our sixth season of our ACC league as well, because so far, I mean, like I said earlier in the stream, usually we'd get around 15 seats, 15 drivers on average to attend a single race. But if we get this kind of attendance, I know it's going to be a tough job for me as a streamer to keep track of all the action. But yeah, I'd love uh, for our ACC league also to step up and
Sorry to
uh,
interrupt you. It's the seventh season actually.
oh, my bad, the seventh season. Sorry. So yeah, I hope that the seventh. So I hope that season 7 of our ACC league also, of our ACC league gets to rival the F1 league in terms of participation. So yep, good show from all of our drivers here today. A lot of action that we witnessed, a lot of carnage as well, and a bit of clean racing here and there. But unfortunately, yeah, my eyes were all on the carnage, so yeah, couldn't catch much of it. But yeah, that's the end of the stream for now. So the action is still not yet over, because the fight for the championship is maybe still on, because even if the central team have run away with a lot of points for today's race, we still have our F1 race left for tomorrow, which will be a relay race happening over a course of 3 races in 3 different tracks. So do stay tuned to our YouTube for keeping updated on that. Our stream will start tomorrow at 8 p.m. So do subscribe to our channel in order to keep track of that. And if you're interested in joining us for in the racing action, our Discord links are displayed in front of you, as well as put up in the description below the video. So do give us a follow. Do join our Discord server in order to take part in the racing action as well. And follow us on our socials as well. You have our Instagram as well as our Twitter links in the screen in front of you, as well as in the descriptions below. So that is me, Dan, the SSJ Assassin, signing off for today. And for my co-commentators, Swagger Turbo and Alex Joseph, wishing you all a very good night.
Right.